Hi, good friends. This is Pastor Larry again, and I want to talk to you a little bit today about PTSD. I want to help you understand a little better what PTSD is, and there's a reason I want to do this. PTSD, first of all, stands for post-traumatic stress disorder, and the reason I want to put this out there is because there's so many young military men and women who are going through terrible struggles, feeling like nobody really knows how to help them. And to be real honest, they don't. They don't know how to help them. The medication they got them on makes them want to kill themselves, and various other things that take place. That's why we have so many veterans that are ending their own life after getting home from some military conflicts. And I want to help them. I want you to know that I understand and I can help you. It's not me that helps you. It's going to be God that helps you. Because the basic problem is what was true in a war zone or what was true in a military action back home in peaceful times is not true. And that lack of truth of that program that you developed in wartime is now driving you to do the same thing in peacetime, and it's causing problems. I had my grandfather, many years ago, he was a machine gunner in World War I, and he could not stand to be around loud banging noises. He couldn't stand to be around on 4th of July celebrations. He'd go hide or go out in the country where he couldn't hear any of the bombs, going off, firecrackers and so forth, because he would immediately spring into action on the ground with his gun cradled in his arms. It might have just been a stick or a cane, but he was going across the ground, trying to seek a foxhole to fall into, because that's what he was trained to do in France during World War I. Saved him in France in World War I, but when he came home and he was doing that in Colorado where he lived, it made him out to be just a crazy old man. And I want to help those who are struggling. So let me talk to you just quickly about what goes on in your mind. The subconscious mind records every experience you've ever had. The subconscious mind is a program that drives your life. We do not go through life thinking through everything we do. We go through life in a reflexive, responding action most of the time, most every day, all day long. We respond, we respond, we respond. Because our subconscious mind is a computer that automatically runs our life. Remember when you first drove a car? First time you ever drove a car, how difficult it was? You probably made some errors, probably made some mistakes, probably jumped some curbs and banged some fenders around, and you struggled with a lot of things about the vehicle. But now you get in that car and you start it and you drive off down the road and you don't even think a thing about it. As a matter of fact, you may even be able to be too distracted. You may talk to your friends that you're driving with. You may be able to talk on the phone. All these various things take place now and you don't even give it a thought. What is the difference? The difference is when you were struggling learning, you were developing a program that is now running that activity. It's like mowing the yard. First time you ever drove a riding lawnmower, first time you ever mowed for somebody, Dad would always say, keep those rows straight, or do it just this way or just that way. Well, as a kid, you were probably forgetting and learning, and Dad would take you aside and say, now here's why I want you to do it this way. Well, you were developing that program, so now you're going to mow the yard exactly how your dad taught you, and you're going to mow it just the way you've always done for year after year after year, because the program has been developed. When you go into the service, they teach you how to thrive and survive during military action. They teach you how to defend life, your military buddies. They teach you how to, in some cases, you have to take a life to save a life. All that becomes very normal and very natural in a war zone. And so you're trained not to think through, you're trained to respond. They don't ask you to, if you think it's a good idea, jump in that foxhole. No, they tell you to jump. And they say when they tell you to jump, you jump. You don't ask how high, you just jump. And those instant responses that they're training in your subconscious mind, you see, will save your life in a war zone. But what happens when you come home? They really don't have a way, I don't think, of deprogramming you Yeah, you can go through some of the psychological analysis, and you can go through a lot of the processes they put you through, and they'll either deem you that you're going to have a problem or you're not. Too many of them get home and have problems that they thought would probably be okay. And the reason is because they didn't get the truth to unscramble or to deprogram them. You know, the process that God puts us through in talking to Him and Him talking to us is really a reprogramming of our subconscious mind. There's scientists now who've proved, and they've even got statements out there, and I've recorded them in several of the books I've written. Your Pain is Showing is one of them. I believe The Divine Remedy is another one. I've quoted them that said if we have a better way, a consistent way of reprogramming our subconscious mind, we could all live longer, happier, healthier lives. Well, we do have a way of reprogramming that subconscious mind. We do have a way of taking what is abnormal in our society, maybe normal where we were, but now it's abnormal, it's dangerous, taking that and rearranging or changing the things we believe in our subconscious mind, which drives our life. Knew of a young man who came home from one of the Iraq issues, and he was in a convoy. He was a driver of a truck in a convoy. And part of the rules of a convoy is that you never let a car pass you that's non-military. If it's a non-USA military vehicle, they don't pass. You take offensive, defensive, I should say defensive actions to get away from that vehicle, sparing the people and the load that you're carrying. Because over there, bomb-laden cars can pull right up next to you in a convoy, and they can ignite it, and they'll blow you and everybody else up. If you're carrying ammunition, then you got a bigger problem. So this young man came home. That's fine. It worked great for him. He drove a convoy for a couple, 3 years over there in Iran. When he came home, he got off the airport, went through their military ceremony of receiving the men and the women home. His wife and his children were there. After that was all done, they loaded up in the family van, and his wife was driving, and he was sitting in the passenger seat, and they got on the interstate and heading down the interstate. All of a sudden, he recognized there was a car passing very slow, coming around him. Well, he instantly triggered, and he instantly grabbed the wheel and whipped that car so it went into the ditch. It rolled the car. Thank God it didn't hurt anybody. It shook everybody up. But what he was being triggered to take a defensive action, because not too many hours or days before that, he was in a war zone where if a car was passing slow like that, there was something bad going to happen to you. And so to save life, he would get out of line, and that's what he did with his family car. And that's how it works. That's why PTSD is so dangerous when they come home. And if they have several incidences like that, nobody seems to be able to help them erase those programs so that they don't respond automatically like that anymore. It forces our young men, our young women into drinking and drugs and various other things, trying to deal with that emotional pain, trying to deal with that situation that they were trained to do, but now they can't get untrained, if you will. Well, I'm telling you something, I understand that, and I've helped many, I've helped several, I can't say many, I've helped several who've dealt with their issues, and I've facilitated a meeting between them and God, and the Lord spoke the truth to them and helped free them to where they were no longer a trigger. They rearranged that, if you will, rearranged that subconscious mind program to where now they can live peacefully like they were living, happy here at home. Now, if they ever go back into war, they're going to have to be retrained probably. But the key is they're getting rid of that pain. I've had a lot of people I've dealt with who've seen gruesome things, horrible things. I've ministered to several law officers who saw some horrible things and caused them to respond in fear and in negative ways while on the job, that they can't afford to have that problem because they too are trained to save life and to stop problems. But if all of a sudden they're driven by some fear of something that they experienced, you see, that could cause a problem and could cause a death or other things to happen. I can't say it's easy. It is simply easy. You've got to learn to connect to God and ask Him where the source is coming from. Lord, why do I do this? I wish I'd known then, when my grandpa was alive, what I know now. Of course, I was just a child. But I know him several times when he was humiliated, and family was embarrassed because this crazy old man would crawl across the yard with a stick in his arms like it was a machine gun, and he was just waiting for the next bomb to fall. Well, he was tormented, and he couldn't do a lot of things in family gatherings that we did, and so he was segregated from the family a lot, and that was a horrible thing. Because now I could help him connect. Lord, would you show, I'm just taking this as an example, would you show my grandpa what is the cause of his behavior? That's all you got to ask. Lord, why do I believe what I believe? Lord, why do I act the way I act? Lord, why do I respond the way I respond? Maybe anger comes. Maybe you're driven by anger now that you never had. Well, anger is there to protect you from other feelings that are worse. So ask Him this, Lord, where's my anger come from? And I guarantee you He'll show you the exact moment in life that you believe something that's causing your response today. And if you just tell Him what you're feeling, God will speak truth to you. And at that moment, you see, my grandpa would have said something like, Lord, I feel like I'm under attack and bombs are going to start raining out of heaven. And I have to seek safety. God would have spoke that to him. He would have spoke something and said, you know, Harold, you're not under attack. You're home now. You're free, or something. And when if he'd have spoken out loud, of course, this is all could have been, would have been, should have been, but I've seen this happen many, 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 many times in my professional life of helping hurting people. So I'm here to tell you I understand the cause of PTSD. I'm also here to help you understand that in a little time and working with you, and if you trust God, now you need to be a Christian, you need to trust God, and if you don't know how to trust God, you don't know how to be a Christian, I can help you with that as well. But I want you to know, or if you have loved ones out there that struggle with PTSD, I want you to know I can help, and I want to help. I'm putting this on a pretty big platform, and I'm here to help you. So please, call me, get a hold of me, go to my website, www.larrylow.com, larrylow.com. And out there you can go to connect and you can find me, email me, give me some input, let me know you're there. My phone numbers, everything else is out there. Call me, whatever. If you call me, you probably have to leave a message, but leave the message, leave me your name, leave me your situation. I saw you on YouTube, whatever. I will call you back. Come on, friends. I'm here to help you. I hate it and I hurt when I see our young, beautiful men and women who've defended our nation struggle in order to live at peace in the nation that they've helped keep at peace. So give me a call, give me a comment below. If this is helping you, if this has helped you at all, comment below. Let me know you're there. I want to help you. If you're a regular subscriber to my channel, thank you for watching. Help me spread the word. Share this with others that you know are hurting. Like it. Give me a like down below and a positive comment. Also, if you're a first time, you're watching this because somebody sent it to you, I would humbly ask you to please subscribe to my channel, because I am constantly, you can look at my channel and find all the things I've taught on. I'm constantly teaching people how to live in perfect peace in the middle of a struggling, tore up world. So folks, I'm here to help you. God bless you. Subscribe, like, share. Let me know you're there. I want to help. Keep smiling, keep trying. Tell the people that are hurting that I'm here. Now, see you next week. God bless you.